Hello, everybody. I am going to give you a brief overview and a step-by-step on how to get back on Reddit after you have been banned. So I am recording this 6 months after I completed this process. So I went through this process to get back on Reddit on October 30th, 2025. And here we are in April 2026. And I'm still on Reddit, no issues, no account being deleted or anything like that. So it's some relatively simple steps, but I want to go through them one by one. And I'm just going to give a disclaimer. This process may not necessarily work for everyone. It worked for me. It's something you could certainly try, but there are no guarantees that it's going to work. There also may be some steps that some people who are experts or knowledgeable Redditors may think is kind of redundant or unnecessary. I just wanted to do everything that I could to cover my bases. I'm also not going to reveal that much about me. I am actually disguising my voice right now. I'm not going to specify what country that I'm in or anything else about me personally. But I am going to touch upon some things having to do with where you live that you might find helpful. So let's go through this step by step. Step number one is, now this is what I did. I chose a device that I have not used to access Reddit. Previously, I was using an old laptop and I was using the app on my Android phone. But I have a new laptop that I just bought, not just for getting on Reddit, but I just bought because I wanted to upgrade to a new one. And I also am using my iPad as opposed to my Android phone to access Reddit whenever I'm mobile. Now, you could go ahead and use the same device. I don't know if that is going to cause any problems, but this was just a personal choice of mine. So if you're able to use a device, whether it be a second laptop or a new laptop or a different mobile phone or something like that, then go for it. If not, using the same device, I'm guessing it'll work, but again, this is just the step that I chose to take. Step number two, and step number three, in no particular order, get a new email address on a platform other than the one you've used previously, and get a VPN. So let's start with the first step that I mentioned. Get the email address on a different platform. I previously used Gmail, but I switched over to Proton Mail. I also got Proton's VPN. They have a package deal where you can get Proton Mail, you can get their VPN, you can get cloud storage. It's definitely worth it. It's about $18 a month, but it's worth it. There are lots of VPN options out there. There are lots of alternate email platforms. I just personally recommend Proton because of the fact that having the VPN, having the email from the same provider just makes it a lot easier. Also, Proton Mail has a lot of features built into it that ensure secure protection and encryption and things like that. Okay, so you've got your new email address, you've got your VPN, but before you go any further, you should make sure that your VPN is connected to a location-specific server and in a location where you do not currently reside. Proton VPN has this option. I'm sure a number of others do. So let me give you an example. Like I said, I'm not going to reveal my current location on the planet, but let's say that you are originally from Sydney, Australia, but you currently live in Barcelona, Spain. You want your VPN connection to originate from a server in Sydney, Australia, and not Barcelona. That's just another step that covers your bases. So at this point, you're going to set up a new Reddit account via the app or via a browser that you did not use previously to access Reddit. I was using Chrome before, but the browser that I chose to get back onto Reddit was Firefox Focus, which also has some secure connection features built in. Also, I only use Firefox Focus to access Reddit, nothing else. So, 1, use a different device if possible. 2, get a VPN with a location-specific server option. 3, use a different browser than the one you used before. Then you'll have that VPN connection active. You go to your browser of choice and you sign up for a new account with your new email address. I chose a different username than the one I had before, or you could just go with the default username you get when you sign up. So about the app, I only use browsers of my devices and not the Reddit app. Again, this may not be necessary. It's just a step that I personally took to be safe. Now, here is something you definitely do not want to do. Do not subscribe to the same exact subs that you had at the time that your account was banned, at least not right away. Instead, you'll notice when you sign up for a new Reddit account, it'll ask you to select your interests. So photography, science, news, or sports, or gaming, politics, stamp collecting, whatever. Go ahead and indicate what those interests are. Also, do not join 10 million subs right out of the gate, just join a few. And I would say preferably either the ones you'll see automatically when your interests are initially set, but also ones related with the location that is set for your server connection. That way, it creates the impression that you live in whatever city that is. So start out with joining a few subs that have to do with a local sports team, nightlife, or hiking, fitness, restaurants, or if this happens to be a city that you used to live in, choose ones that are related to what you remember from living there. The next thing I recommend you not do is don't start commenting on stuff left and right, and try your best to keep your comments a little bit on the tame side. The reason why I was banned from Reddit permanently, read a particular post and I flew off the handle, it was a comment that I made on a separate account. And I'll tell you what really infuriated me was the fact that this was a comment on an additional account that I made, but they permanently banned my main account, which I had for 8 years. I had a ton of karma on it, and it just vanished. I tried to appeal it. The appeal was turned down. And so I felt that, okay, I'm going to let some time pass. I actually let about 6 months pass before I created the new account that I have now. And so that's maybe one thing you might want to do is you might want to wait a little bit. You might want to take a little bit of a break from Reddit and kind of occupy your time doing different things and then eventually come back around and then you can go ahead and get on the site. Now, one of the other things that really infuriated me about my main account being deleted is it was the one that I used primarily to share my creative work. So I am an artist. I'm not going to say in which medium, but I am an artist. And I was sharing a lot of my creative work in several Reddit subs. I also shared it on different platforms, different social media platforms. I also shared it on my own website. And I had a really good following on Reddit with the things that I created. And so now all of those things just vanished. So now, thankfully, I am back on Reddit, but I'm not going to immediately start sharing my creative work again. I'm going to let some time pass by, and then I'm going to start posting content. Hopefully, that's not going to lead to any issue. Like I said, it's been 6 months. At this point, I'm going to see if I can get my creative work back up slowly but surely, and hopefully everything will still be cool. So these are the steps that I have been taking. This is the only video that you will see on this YouTube channel. I created this YouTube account just for sharing this, so don't even bother subscribing because you won't see any other videos or content at all from me. But if you could give this a like, if you find it helpful, especially if you went through the process and you were able to get the same success that I did, I hope that you can go ahead and do that. I would really appreciate it. That way we spread the word to as many people out there who have had a Reddit ban, especially if you felt that it was done unfairly. Thanks for watching.